Hey, good morning, YouTube. This is part 2 of my Amazon Vine products review unboxing series. This is just kind of showing some things you can get through the Amazon Vine program, and how I've been doing it is I try to get things that I would have normally bought anyways and probably reviewed and used on my own, trying to stay away from things that I don't have any interest in to avoid getting a bunch of nonsense in my house that I gotta deal with. So far I've been fairly fortunate in finding things that I can use. So let's see what today's haul looks like. These are the last couple of days I got these things in it. Some days, so you can do a maximum of 3 a day in the tier that I'm currently in. So 3 a day, that doesn't sound like a lot, but I've been struggling a few days to find one or 2 items sometimes that fit within my idea of what I want. So let's see what we got here. So this is, I've got a Husqvarna, God, what is it? Husqvarna 223L trimmer, weed eater trimmer that's been acting up on me. I had it for years, so I'm going to go ahead and change on it and kind of bring it back to life. So this is one of those little kits you can get from Amazon. Like I said, I'll put the links for all these things in my description, because like I said, offhand I don't know prices and all that, but I know these things are amazing. That you can get a carburetor, a spark plug, everything you need to do a tune-up on your machine for usually less than $20. It's amazing to me. You have a little screwdriver here for adjusting the carb once you get it set up. You've got the carburetor itself. They're good. I've used these over the years, and they get you by for a couple more years. And then you just get another one and change it up. They're not too hard to do. So that's the carb. Comes with the fuel filter, spark plug, gaskets, a new primer bulb, air filters, and fuel line grommets and fuel line. So it comes with everything you need to bring your machine, your little weed eater, small engine back to life. So those are great. So that's one of the things I got, and I'll be doing that today, changing that weed eater out. All right, this is another thing that I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of. I've got a Ryobi die grinder, 18-volt die grinder, and these are awesome for that. So I got this assortment, and I think they're all quick attach. So this is, I don't want to dump it out, but you kind of get the idea. You got all kinds of pads, different course. This is different. Here's one of the ones. So this part here goes into the die grinder. Bloop. And then these just quick attach. Take them off. Put the next one on for various things, sanding, polishing. I mean, you're not polishing with these. Well, you know what? They do have some polishing ones. There's a nice buffing, polishing pad. So this was a great assortment. If you've got a die grinder or a drill, you got to have this for all the various things you're going to find. You'll find uses for these, but yeah, I use these all the time. And my stock was starting to get low, and I saw this assortment bag, and I'm like, that's perfect. So that's going to be very useful. All right, this guy right here, I've had transfer pumps before. They're very handy in the shop, just pulling fluids, gas and stuff. I got this one for my wife, because she drives a school bus, and some EPA nonsense. You got to put DEF fluid in diesels nowadays, so trying to hold that big, heavy, awkward, dumb DEF fluid box and pour it in there. got her this, so this just, oh, and this is why we went with this one. You can put, normally they take D batteries, which are not always easy to find. Sorry. Anyways, there's 2 of these in here. I'll knock it out later. But these little adapters let you put 1, 2, 3 double A's. So 6 double A's as opposed to 2 D batteries. A lot more convenient because I have a stockpile of AA rechargeable batteries, so this will be perfect. And anyways, this part here dips into the DEF fluid container. Throw this in the bus, press it, hold it, and it just transfers the DEF fluid up. So I think that's going to be perfect for us. All right, throw that to the side. Last one, what we got here. Oh yeah, this would have came in handy the other day. My son-in-law and I pulled the bows out and we're getting ready for deer season, and did a lot of reps and a lot of different distances and stuff. And when you're shooting and then you got to go pull your arrows, it's, you know, like, where do you put your bow? You don't want to just throw it on the ground. And so we had a picnic table. We just kept walking back and setting it on that. But anyways, this is an archery stand. I'll have to put it together. There is a million pieces of hardware in here. So it's a double stand for your bow. So while we're shooting and practicing, we can just set the bows right there, go pull the arrows, and just make life a little easier. So this was a good get. Of course, it came in the day after we were practicing, but I'll be out there again probably this weekend, getting set up for starting to get everything ready for deer season. All right, that's it for today. Any questions, hit me up. And get any questions about, you know, my experience with the Vine program so far, or Amazon in general, you know, whatever. Just thanks for watching, and have a great one.